Rays. OKJ is in the middle of a summer cold. Started out with a dry cough on Tuesday. It didn't get no better yesterday, and today I feel sore. Good morning, dog mom. But I'm going to get on the other side of it. I don't have a fever or nothing like that, so I think I'll be okay. But I hope everyone's having a good morning. Hi, Cook Goose in Florida. Yeah, I think it was from going in the lake on Sunday. That's the first time I've been swimming during summertime, so I think that's what happened. Good morning, Beach Lady. Hi, Lori. Yeah, Lori, you are the good Lori. Hi, Vintage Mama of 3. Is everybody having a good... Some of y'all it's daytime. It's like in the middle of the day for some of y'all. Some of y'all are just waking up like OKJ. Anyway, I went and I got into my bed last night. And I got one of those... What do they call them? A wedge pillow, you put behind you and everything, so that I could sit up in the bed and just sit there, and I was reading news articles and stuff. I don't know what it is about this submarine that's lost. They say today they're going to run out of oxygen, and it hurts me so bad when anybody has to die. But it's not looking good, y'all. What's interesting is the owner of that Ocean Gate. His wife is a great granddaughter of a couple that went down on the Titanic. Can you believe that? They took this experimental submersible. Wasn't a submarine. It's like a little submersible under the water. They done it a couple of times, last year and the year before, with no problems at all. But there's 5 people on board. The owner of the submersible, a billionaire man, he's on there. A French explorer who's like 70-something years old. There's a real wealthy Pakistani man who brought his 19-year-old son with him. So that's 5 total. Well, Vintage Mama of 3, they did have a support ship above them. And the only way they could communicate through the water was through text message. But somehow they lost communication after about an hour and 45 minutes. It takes over 2.5 hours to get to the 13,000 feet in depth to reach the Titanic. Hi, Heather Feather. Hi, Just Me. So it's sad because they said that there's only going to be like 96 hours of oxygen left, and today's the deadline. Some news organizations are saying this morning. Some are saying this afternoon. But I'm sure we're going to get another update from the Coast Guard fella that's in charge. Yeah, I agree with that, Vintage Mama 3. I agree. They should have had some sort of beacon on there so that, they could be found. But they were talking about last night, there was these sounds, like a banging sound, which could have been anything. Yeah, Just Me. It's so sad. If you play it on out, how are they, if they don't ever find them? right? They don't ever find them. They haven't found them yet. Then you're talking about ultimately they're entombed. The submersible was like the size of a minivan. So you got 5 people in there, and I was watching the news last night. There was this guy he's real, like he's a professional deep diving guy who knows, and he knew the owner and everything. He said, when asked, they asked him, well, what do you think that they're doing down there? And he said that he felt like he hoped that they were still alive. And if they were, he said, they're probably laying down by one another and trying to sleep, because that will slow depleting the oxygen levels in there. And that maybe every 30 minutes to an hour, the owner or one of the others are waking up to bang on that, to let everyone know that, yes, this is a pattern, this is man-made. Right, Lori. The bottom line on that is everyone that's in that type of profession and everything said because it was international waters that he didn't have any regulations to have to go by. And he'd been warned that he needed to have, kind of like get these people that know all about this stuff to kind of put him through the test there to make sure that this submersible was safe. But he said he didn't want to do all that because that kind of stunts innovation. It keeps you from, all the regulations and all that. Heather Feather, I would love to think that they're faking their deaths, but I just don't think it's, we're talking about a billionaire here, who's got a family. With that being said, this billionaire's stepson went online at a Blink 182 concert, and everybody was dogging him out by saying, what are you doing at this concert? Your stepfather is lost in the sea, and here you are going to a concert. Well, I'm going to tell you what was he supposed to do? Just sit home? I know it didn't look good, but maybe that was his way of dealing with something he couldn't deal with, Hey, Sandra Jack. Good morning, CSI. I read an article just me that said that with all the paperwork that everyone filled out, that there's not going to be any lawsuits from these family members, that's lost a loved one. So I don't know. But, what is it? What is it that makes me so, you think about that exact situation. Basically smothering to death. Please don't get me wrong, but overnight, I had to cough because the nasty snot stuff was getting in the way of my windpipe. I had to cough in order to breathe. And that, it's awful. I'm going to get better. It's just a summer cold. But what I'm saying is, even in that situation, just a moment of not being able to breathe and you got to cough to breathe. Could you imagine what it's like for these people? And then there are people out here saying that they shouldn't be spending all this money. Canada and the United States shouldn't be spending all this money on search efforts. What? There's a price tag on human life. You know, so I don't know. I've learned that when through my life that when there is a situation or a news article or something going on in the world, OKJ can look at it, have compassion, sympathize with it, but at the same time, I see past it to see how people are. Not to judge them, just to say, well, why would people say, you shouldn't be spending all this money trying to search and rescue these people? I mean, what are we talking about here? What kind of people are we? Good to see you, KKB. I've got a summer cold. I'm hoping to be on the other side of it here. I got to get better before Sunday, y'all. Right, Donald. People's comments tell on them. Huh? Well, thank you, Donald. I know I look like a supermodel, don't I? No, I'm sick. I really am, but I'm not so sick. The good news is I'm not so sick that I can't come here. I decided coffee time with KJ. Let's try it out for a week. See how it goes with everybody. People have come and gone on this channel this week because of me putting a tiny little bit of politics in there. I get it. But then again, what is my motivation? Is it for subscribers? Is it for clicks? Is it for what is it? So I don't know. I've had a couple of y'all say, KJ, I know Arwen said it, you should be able to talk about whatever you want. I'm not here to please everybody in the world. I'm not. I can't. I can't do that. I can't please everybody. What I can do is be myself and be honest and forthcoming about my life and who I am and all that. Well, thank you, Heather Feather. Hi, Texas Lady Truth. Yeah. I guess I haven't had, Dog Mom, I haven't had anybody really say that to me. You do you. Before I opened this channel, it was just, I didn't ever say anything to nobody. Really. There's a lot of things that I just, I don't bother Wayne with because, he doesn't need to hear me just blabbing on all the time and all that. Express yourself, just like Madonna says. Well, thank you, Lollipop Yield. There are days I have things I want to say, and there's other ones that I just kind of let y'all lead the conversation because no matter what I say, no matter what I do, I'm going to piss somebody off. And no matter what I say, no matter what I do, I'm not going to be lining up to some people's confirmation bias. Well, there's a reason, Stephanie, and Lori, why a lot of people don't say it, because they've got more control than I do. Obviously, y'all, if what come out of my mouth every time I was thinking something, it would not be good. Even though KJ has to measure my words, but if I say things that other people are thinking, the question really is why can't other people say it, and why can't I just sit and think about it? Oh no. Oh no, KJ's getting into that what if kind of stuff. Well, Jellico, I know who the core group in here is. I know every one of the Rays on here. And I have seen people come and go. I've seen people get mad at me. I've had people accuse me of stuff. I've had people call me names. I think it's helped me. I've got a pretty tough skin, but I'd be lying to y'all if I said that it doesn't hurt me sometimes. That people that have went on and on some of these people have gone on and on about how much they like me and everything, and then as soon as I say something they don't like, they're out the door. Good riddance. I don't need those kind of people in my life. What is it, a fair weather friend? If people don't want to be my real friend, and you know what, we're kind of limited to this social media stuff. I believe that people can be friends online that's never met face to face, like physically met. Well, thank you, Texas Lady True, Tammy Brown. Yeah, that those, I guess what you call customer service, people get treated who work in that. I guess it's probably a little bit more for you, Donna, but it's almost like people know that they can just take everything out on you because they can't get their way. And sometimes I believe it's because they have so many limitations themselves and things are not going so perfect for their life just like everybody else. But they're like, if I can just get one thing to go my way. And they're willing to degrade and be disrespectful to other people to get that. And it's just an oxymoron. Why do you want to go and be disrespectful to get what you want, thinking that you deserve respect, and yet you're not willing to give it yourself? Hi, Rapper. Thank you, We Do Recover. Yeah, I know, Donna Donald. I don't think I'm so much a people pleaser. I'd love to say that I could please everybody because I love to see people happy. But that's just unrealistic. So if we've got any people pleasers on here, and everything has to line up to pleasing other people, and if you're not pleasing them, you don't feel good about yourself, stop it. Just stop it. You can still be good to people without having to please everybody at your own expense. Thank you, Deanna. Good morning, Brent Marshall. I have a summer cold, so y'all just have to deal with it. Huh. Lollipop says, I couldn't work in customer service. I'd be fired in 2 seconds. My filter has too many big holes in it. Well, I love helping other people, but like many of y'all have educated me over a while about, you can't please everybody. I actually believe there are people out here in this world that believe that they can please everybody, but when the reality hits them up against the head, you know, they really are, Lori. The summer colds are the worst. For some reason, in fall and winter time, You get over them a lot quicker. It's like in the summer, it's like, I'll show you. You're in summertime and I'm going to make you feel like dog shit. It's just, I don't know. I do believe that when you love people and you have a heart for people, that you do want to see them happy. But really, how much of that can I control? How much of that can I do to help other people? I've got to make an effort, or do I have to make an effort? Is it my responsibility for every single person to please them? I think when you feel led to help somebody or be there for somebody, that's a different ball game. Good morning, Elba Lopez. They really are. We do recover. Summer colds are the worst. You and Lori are exactly right. The good Lori. Well, Donna Donald, I think you're probably excellent in a lot of things. I think you've done an incredible job helping Cresha. I think you're a very warm, loving person. I think you've got a great voice. You're easy on the eyes. I appreciate that, Heather Feather, but in terms of likes and clicks and subscriptions and stuff, OKJ's not looking to that. I appreciate the motivation behind that, but OKJ, it doesn't matter to me. It don't. I do care for everyone that's in here that takes the time to spend some coffee time with me this morning. Bryn Marshall says, everyone pray for my son to be safe. He's deploying to the border. He's my baby boy. There's so many bigger issues out here, y'all. Bryn Marshall, I sure will pray for your son. I think a lot of times, I can only speak for myself, that I forget all these people out here that are in the military, that are serving from this country or other countries. They've got military as well. And they have to go through hell to keep people safe. Yeah, Lori, it's my fountain over here. I have a fountain on either end of the house. And if you can afford to get, they've got little ones, little bitty ones, little ones you can sit on a table. But even if you don't want a fountain, you can go on YouTube and find the sound of running water. It really does calm my brain down a lot. Donna Donald says, prayers for your son, Bryn, and all the others serving. So, here probably within the next couple of hours, we're going to get another update from the Coast Guard. And at some point, they're going to say the oxygen's gone. The oxygen's gone. The question really is if they know for a fact there's no way these 5 people in this submersible, could have survived. Because even if they were sitting on top of the water, they're bolted in. They can't get out. So that it still has to do. They could be sitting on the top of the sea there. They can't get out. They can't get oxygen. Are they still going to search for them, to look for them after they're dead? I think they should give it their all. Try to find the submersible, whether these people are alive or dead. You can't just say, oh, well, we didn't find them. Time's up. Yep. I think they do need to keep looking, y'all. Elvis says, I love the water sound. I put the YouTube videos of rain or river to go to sleep. It is Lollipop Guild. I know I keep bringing it up, but if you look at it from all angles, number one, I mean, can you imagine what they went through when they realized that they weren't coming back up, if that's in fact what happened? Or they said that this thing could have just imploded and it would be like this, and they wouldn't even know it happened. I guess if they're going to have to die, I would have hoped that would have been the situation. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Diana W. But it's going to be sad when if this submersible is found at the bottom somewhere and they're all inside there and they're dead. I guess the families are going to want the bodies, but it just seems like people take chances in life, and I'm all for it. If people didn't take chances in life, a lot of things would have never gotten invented. Things would have never happened for humanity. But it's like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong in saying this, but I mean, can't people just be happy? Why do you got to be doing this other shit? I mean, this billionaire, he could have damn bought anything he damn well wanted. He could have, I mean, if he's going to put his life on the line like that, he needs to take, before he goes to get in that little submersible, he needs to say, well, this could go wrong, so I'm going to leave all this money to all these impoverished countries or poor people or whatever. I mean, putting your life on the line for what? For the experience? For the experience of doing something that millions upon millions upon millions of people will never get to do or want to do. Some of them really, most of them. You wouldn't have my ass. My ass would go down 1,000 feet, much less 13,000. Hi, Deb KT. Right, Lollipop. I mean, to each their own, right? I mean, hey, these are men. I can't say that about the 19-year-old, the Pakistani son going along with his dad, putting him in that situation. If I was going to damn roll the dice to do something that could kill my ass, I'm not going to ask one of my kids to go along with me. I'm just not going to do it. You're right, just me, but it is his money. I wouldn't want anyone to say how I spent my money. I agree. But what I'm saying is that so much good can come from money. And he had a right to spend $250,000 to go on this submersible. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with doing whatever you want to do with your money. Who am I, right? What I'm saying is that I know this is going to sound cheesy to y'all, but I'm just going to say it. I'm not saying I'm right. But these people, I'm not judging anyone because they can do whatever they want to do. They spend all this money for this experience, and yet they could spend money to make a lot of people's experience of, oh, I got food in my belly. I got a roof over my head. It would seem that would be the experience that people would want to see other people feel, but maybe it's just me. Hi, Kyla Lily. I gotta let the cat in. It's still raining on and off here, y'all. It's raining all week long. Yeah, Diana W. I mean, yeah, people have a right to spend their own money for thrill deals or whatever, all they want. It's just, it's the mindset. The mindset is, wouldn't it be a great experience to take your money and give it to people that don't have food in their bellies or, a roof over their head? Wouldn't that be a wonderful experience to help people? Is it all about self-indulgence so much that we can't? I mean, just me's right. That damn billionaire, whatever he spends his money on is his own business, and I wouldn't, and I'm sure none of y'all would want anyone saying you should spend your money on this or that. I guess I just have this different view of life. Yeah, I have cows across the way, Calla Lily. We got roosters. I don't have them. My neighbors have them. Dogs outside barking. That's true, just me. We don't know if that billionaire hasn't given money to poor people. What I'm saying is that I think if humanity would just value life and the preciousness of it more, maybe we wouldn't have so many murders, maybe we wouldn't have all these things that go wrong. Well, Kelly Cantrell, great point. How can you be the CEO of a company whose entire business is based on safety of your customers and not have any planning for this catastrophe? Doesn't make sense. On one side of this lever, you've got this fella who wants to, it's not about him getting the $250,000. He wants to see these people, that's their dream. They want to see this. They want to do this. They want to experience it. And he's trying to help them do that. So I understand that aspect. Again, y'all, I got a summer cold. So I guess this goes back to, everybody to each their own. Everybody has a right to think and feel the way they want to feel. But I'm just going to say this. Last night, before I went to bed, I read some more of those articles, and I had this crazy dream about it all. I won't go into it or anything, but it made me realize that the things that are going on in this world, I can take a step out of it and look in. I don't have to be in the middle of it to see it for what it is. But it's very sad, and it hurts me that people have to die. Right, just me. You're right. You could say Orville and Wilbur were thrill seekers. Where would we be otherwise? I get it. You're on a roll this morning, just me. You're doing great. The bottom line is that People are going to do what they're going to do. I hate that anybody has to die. If in fact this billionaire and the other ones on there were very giving people and they just decided they wanted to do something for themselves, a thrill seek, you know what I'm saying? And then they die, how much more are they going to be able to give to others after their death? Well, that's just a question. Well, I encourage you to, Tessie Cooper. Get you a little fountain. Or if you can't afford one, you can get the running water on YouTube. It really does calm I have a very overactive brain. This kind of makes this segues into something else. Y'all, I know y'all can all agree with this. I mean, think about what Chad and Lori could have done with their lives. Look what they could have done. They could have helped other people without some damn, Lori giving some woman, I think it was Christina Atwood, $1,000 and says, here, this will help you. What I'm saying is people have a choice to help others or not. They could have done so much to help people. It isn't like they didn't know how to do that. What did they choose? Is this me judging the situation by saying they chose to self-indulge and do what they wanted to do to feel good without so much as a thought of Chad's children, obviously his wife that he murdered? And look at Lori. She didn't give a rat's ass about nobody. Nothing and nobody. It was all about she's going to have everything for herself. Right, Lollipop Guild. I just can't comprehend the deaths of these 5 people in the quest to see the Titanic wreckage when we've already got it on video. It was, I think his name was Broward. Don't quote me on this, but this gentleman who found the wreck, I know it was in 1986. They've known the Titanic was down there since 1986. And then you got, the director of Titanic, who went down, Cameron fella. He went down in there and shot all that bit so that it could be part of the movie. I mean, we know what it looks like down there. And they're saying that the microbes or the whatever they are down there are eating away at the metal and that eventually it won't be there. It's just slowly starting to disappear. Hi, Olive. James Ballard. Right, Kelly Cantrell. Thank you. Lori, I don't know what it was because this gentleman who has this company, OceanGate, they were doing tours of like over there, maybe at 1,000 feet of, say, an old U-boat from the Civil War and just taking people down to see all kinds of things. But I think it was understood that, that was something that everyone around the world understood that when you said, do you know what the Titanic is? And I guess it was a universal theme. And I don't, I won't lie to y'all. I've watched the movie Titanic a million times. I just love that movie. And then I I look at all the old pictures, the old factual historical documents. I mean, I don't do it all the time, but I'm very fascinated with that story. I'm not sure why it's like that. What's interesting is they got all these people that absolutely died while still on the Titanic, and yet no exploring, no footage, nothing has ever found a single bone of any of these people. And they're saying if they did, that these people, there could be a part of the hull or inside the ship that's become airtight where there's no oxygen in it, which would make it to where these bodies would never deteriorate. They would just be like they were back in 18 or whatever. And they said that there has to be human remains there because they found all these shoes. But what's interesting is they've never found any bones. And it's almost ghostly. Like these people just disappeared. And yes, you could write it off common sense that, if this algae stuff is eating away at metal, surely it would eat away at bone. They still haven't found any human remains. It's really kind of spooky. Texas Lady True says 1912. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, I agree with that, Olive. I believe it is a ghost ship in a type of way, that it should be left to rest. But they're saying that if somehow they got inside a certain section, which they can't get to right now, technology-wise, even with these little rovers that they put down in holes that take pictures and everything, that if you was to get into the certain sections, these places have been sealed up and there's no oxygen there to eat away and decomposition or anything, and that these little microbes that eat away metal can't get in there because there's no oxygen in there, and that these people are pristine, that they're pristine, that they, from the moment, I mean, like they've never aged, they've never decomposition and all that. And this is just a theory. I'm not saying it's a fact, but what I'm saying is wouldn't that be wild if technology caught up to this situation? I mean, they've got military submarines that only go down 4,000 feet. And Titanic's down at 13,000. So these submersibles are on the cutting edge of doing these things. But at the same time, this is what we got. We got 5 people, perhaps, have perished. And if you really think about it, the ingenuity of the Titanic itself, it was supposed to be state of the art. And the devastation and the tragedy that happened with Titanic, and now you got this submersible that was cutting edge, made with carbon fiber on the hull by NASA, and with help from NASA, excuse me, not by NASA, but with help from NASA, in partnership. And so this guy was trying to really develop things where people could go down that deep. And I guess really, in a nutshell, now that I've had time to wake my brain up with some coffee, doesn't it seem like that you would need a little sacrifice in order for the greater good? And we've seen that through history, where people have created technology that they ended up dying creating. Yeah, KKB, that's right. But I read an article on this PlayStation controller where they use it for a lot of things. These oil rigs and stuff. It's not like these people come up with this idea. These PlayStation controllers do a lot of that on these like oil rigs where they have to go down or lay cable. Of course, they're not that deep, but good morning, Bonnie Lee. So, I mean, yeah, Olive, it's so sad, really. Good morning, Bonnie Lee. Hey, if you think, I mean, just think about this. Why couldn't, I mean, I know this is armchair quarterbacking. Why not? What was so wrong about some sort of interior beacon that could, I mean, what? Would it have been useless at 13,000 feet through the water where anybody could hear them? I don't know. I mean, when they lost contact with the mothership, that had happened before, but they always reestablished the connection in times past. You would think in the moment that they realized that they could not reestablish the connection. Oh, this has happened before. We'll get it going here in a minute. As soon as they couldn't get the text messages from the mothership telling them how to turn left and right to get to the Titanic, they'd have damn dropped those things that weighs them down. It's an automatic thing. They can do it inside there and have them surface. So I'm thinking that it could have been very well, y'all, an implosion. Because what would have kept them from, they could have dropped all that weight and went to the surface. If even for a moment that they thought, well, we're not going to reestablish contact with the mothership. What the hell are we down here for if we can't even find our way? We might as well go back up. Hi, Philly. I mean, I can't be the only one. Olive has confirmed that Olive was listening to experts last night on the same issue. I can't be the only one that feels like there's something bigger here to talk about, namely the lives of these people. And all human life is precious. And it just hurts me so deeply. You add the content surrounding it, the fact they all had this love for the Titanic, that they all had the adventurous spirit, that they knew damn well something could go wrong, and yet they went anyway. That's called courage. I mean, real courage. And you know, something good will come out of all the tragedy. Y'all know this. I know you got to know this, Rays. However this man who went this route with his submersible, then you got the component of no regulations in international waters. There's a lot of things that are going to happen. You got the fact that Canada, it was a Canadian ship that took the submersible, which was an American submersible out there. People are going to be pointing fingers. Yeah, I mean, dog mom. I mean, what is it? You know, what is it? I mean, yes, it's sad. I don't think that any of us ever want to become immune to caring about other people. And I guess when I talk about this billionaire and them those 5 people, at least 4, because the owner didn't have to pay the $250,000. You know, this whole thing about Well, why did they do it? Why did they pay that money for just a thrill or whatever? Well, Just Me said they should spend their money the way they want to, which is 100% correct. But I think it's just this frustration in my heart about the fact that they did that. I just want them to be alive. I just want them to be healthy. I just want them, I don't want to see anybody die. Right, Tessie Cooper. I don't know if any of the 5 on there, but I know the owner, his wife, was the great-great-granddaughter of her mom and the great-great-granddaughter of a couple on there that died. But in terms of, I don't think the billionaire or the Pakistani or the French explorer, I'm not sure. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, I saw that, Corey Joe. It was Deftone, was it not? Not the band. I'm talking about it was just tone deaf, is what I meant to say. But then again, OKJ loves Blink 182. I mean, and I don't know how this young man was, but it was his stepfather, the billionaire, and yes, it would have seemed more appropriate that he wouldn't have went to a concert. But honestly, y'all, what could he have done? What could he have done? Just sit at home and cry? I'm sure the example of this billionaire who goes out here to do whatever he wants to do with his life, the stepson has a right to do what he does. And yes, it doesn't look good, but I don't judge him for it. Well, Olive Heatley, unless that submersible imploded, these, at least 2 of them, the French explorer and the owner of the submersible, had to have known before they became unconscious that this is what was going to happen. Surely they knew, they had to have known what was going to happen. This didn't just sneak up on them. They knew it was the end. They had to have. And what bothers me about it, over the fact of human life getting snuffed out, is like I said earlier, I wouldn't take my son with me on something so dangerous. I just wouldn't do it. If I want to gamble with my life, that's one thing, but I'm not going to involve my child. And my child, all 3 of my children are grown men, and I still wouldn't do it. Excuse me. Yeah, Heather Feather, I know that this all goes back to climbing Mount Everest, or doing these things that normal people don't normally need to do. It's almost like you gotta, I don't know what the mindset of these people are, honestly. Again, it's none of my business in that degree, how they spend their money or what they do with their lives. I guess in some ways, if there are people out here that's got that much courage, that they show through their example the courageous spirit of humanity, in a lot of ways. And there are a lot of good things that can come from these, I guess what you call adventures. Hi, little lady, die. Yeah, Nettie, it goes back to what are you willing to do, and are you gonna skydive? Are you gonna bungee jump? Are you gonna do things that have risk involved? I guess even old KJ sitting here, 52-year-old, sitting here on my porch. There's a risk that could happen. I'm not totally 100% impossible that anything, a tree branch could fall out and hit this and kill my ass. You know, there's risks involved in everything. Have a great day, Liza Joe. I mean, folks, really. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but when you see these people doing these thrill-seeking things, number one, I think it's very, very interesting. You know, I like to see it. I guess in a lot of ways you don't stop to think in that moment. All this person's on this video skydiving here, and they could die. No, you see them skydiving and you say, well, I would never do that, but that's really neat. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I just, when the rubber meets the pavement, you know, there's risks involved in anything you do in life. I could walk out my front door today and fall down and break my damn ass, whatever, put another crack in it. Anything can happen, but when you go to do something that absolutely no doubt could have devastating consequences, I just don't think I'm willing to step over that line, y'all. I don't even think back in when I was young. I'm not a fraidy cat. I mean, I've done some crazy ass stuff, but nothing. And yeah, I could have died too, jumping off a little short bridge into the river. Anything could have happened to me. And then we see all these people online that they do certain activities and they end up like crashing their bicycle or falling off their skateboard or this or that and really hurting themselves. It goes back to whatever you want to do, I guess. It's just when the consequences really happen. When some high school student decides to jump in the pool at the wrong place and ends up paralyzed for the rest of their life, or kids want to go fast in a car, or adults for that fact, and get in a car accident and they're either dead or they're paralyzed for the rest of their life. I'm not sure where that drive to do these crazy ass things come from. The Canadian vessel Horizon Arctic has deployed an ROV that has reached the seafloor and began its search for the missing sub, says Texas Lady Truth. Hey, Dana. I've got a summer cold, y'all, so you'll just have to excuse me. I guess I mean, Beach Lady, I think when we're younger, I mean, I can only speak for myself. When you're younger, you're in better shape. You're more apt to want to do these things. But, I mean, I don't want to damn block myself off from excitement in life. You know what I mean? But I guarantee you this. I am not doing any of this crazy ass stuff, y'all. I'm not going to do any of this skydiving, parasailing, bungee jumping. I mean, I have no desire whatsoever. If someone else wants to do it, I'll watch them do it. But it hurts me, y'all, when people get hurt or get killed. And then, Wayne and I, we like to go to NASCAR races. And these race car drivers, they go around the track about 190 to 200 miles an hour. At any time, they could die, the families of these race car drivers, it just goes on and on and on. I mean, I don't know why we do what we do. And this thrill-seeking stuff, you talking about human consumption online. Everybody wants to dang go and watch these people do these things. I mean, this goes back to, I know no matter what, when I die, I'm going to heaven. Now, that's just what I believe. I have faith in that. Okay? When I die, my spirit's going to leave my body and I'm going to heaven. That's just my belief system, right? So, if I know that and I know heaven's a better place than down here on earth, why ain't I stepping out in front of a bus? Why ain't I doing these crazy things that I could get killed doing? I think that there's a part of us that knows that life is precious and we've got to really take care of ourselves. We can't be so overly cautious that we never leave the house. Little Lady Di, I spent money to 1 year for Wayne to do that. The drive thing on Daytona Speedway, he did that. It was probably about 6 or 7 years ago. It was a Drive a Dream or something like that on Daytona Speedway, and Wayne got to go around. It was so cute. He loved it, but I wouldn't do it. I agree with that, Diana W. I think everybody's life should be treated equally. You know what I mean? I think everybody's life is precious, no matter what. Nettie says, because we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Good way to put it there, Nettie. I guess really, when it comes down to it, y'all, the bottom line on it in summarization of this whole issue about this submersible is it hurts me very deeply that anyone's got to die. It brings up these thoughts and feelings of, people knowing that they could die, something terrible could happen, and yet they still walk into these situations. And human life is so very precious. As Diana W. says, we should all life, no matter who you are, it's precious. Does that mean we're never supposed to go out here and try new things? I mean, I could go out here and get me a bicycle and say, I'm gonna get healthy. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get on a bicycle and I'm gonna go around the block here. There's no through traffic, and then something could happen and I could go off into a gully and die. That's a great point there, Heather Feather. I mean, you got to look at what the good parts of what's happened in all this. The sun rises and the sun sets on the good and bad. That's Holy Scripture. And what I'm saying, what I say in that, what I see in that, is that no matter what the circumstance, something good is always going to come of these situations. I don't know all the answers of what good that is, but even Heather Feather here says, well, these countries have gotten together to share their technology to try to help save these people. And I'm sure there's a lot of good things are going to come of this. Whether it's a look at international waters and whether or not someone gets a pass just because they're in international waters to put whatever the hell they want in there, and 5 people have died because of it, if that in fact is what happens. Or the design on this submersible, people will start looking at it after the death of 5 people to say, we need to, if this is where that we're going with this, we need to make this safe. Yes, just me. I totally agree with that. I hope they're found, dead or alive. I hope they're found, because if that submersible exploded, all they have to do is find one piece of it to know that it imploded. And I guarantee you, you're not going to find them. And what I mean by imploded is if somehow there was a leak, the pressure, the PSI, and there's a weakness on the hull or whatever, we're talking about disintegrated. Yeah, well, Olive Heatley, I get you. I'm right there with you on that. What I'm saying is these people knew damn well. They knew what they were signing. They knew, and it was on the news last night, that this was an experimental submersible. These people were very well aware. They were not in the dark at all of what they were doing when they got aboard this thing. Hi, Jet Set Jay. Olive Heatley. These people, if they're never found, I guess in some ways, if you really want to think about it, think about the people's bodies that were never found on the Titanic. Just as one of you said earlier, you know who you are. The ocean is unforgiving. It's cruel. Yeah, Corey Joe, you're correct. On the very front page, it had the word death 3 times. These people knew what they were getting into. What they did, y'all can say, KJ, it's not fair for you to say this, but they put their trust in this man. They put this trust in this man because he'd taken this thing down before, and they trusted him. It had to have been that. It ain't like, we're going to read this and sign this. It says we could die, but we don't care. And there's got to be some kind of confidence in getting in that damn thing. And they trusted this fella. And maybe this fella really thought everything was okay and fine. I'm not lambasting anybody. Right, Corey Joe. But again, I think the reason why these things are being said about this topic is because it hurt. I mean, I can speak for myself, but I know the Rays on here. We have a heart. And just knowing these people perhaps are dead, it hurts. So you say, why? Why did they spend their money on this? Or why did they put this thing in the water knowing that it wasn't 100% or whatever? I think it's just us trying to reach for, the hurt that we feel for anybody losing their life. Oh, how you doing, Kathy Mama Bear? Hi, Diane McDonald, excuse me. Jennifer Sukup, hello. Kathy Mama Bear, we're talking about this submersible with these 5 people on board. It hurts me so bad. I even was reading articles hoping there was some kind of something they would tell us last night, because today's the last day. They're going to run out of oxygen. And this whole concept of, why do people have to die in order to fulfill these curiosities in whatever concentration that they're, like the French explorer, he wanted to explore more. They had gotten samples from the bottom of the sea, and then you got other reasons for whatever reason, Olive Heatley says noon today, I think. So anyway, I was looking at all the headlines, and I don't know what it is, y'all. Honestly, other than the fact that I love humanity, and I love the preciousness of life. And then you look on top of it all, this whole situation about the Titanic, how they've never found the people, no remains, just shoes of the people on the Titanic. And this fascination with all of it in a nutshell. And knowing that 5 people willingly got on this submersible, knowing good and damn well, no 2 ways about it, they knew what they signed, that something terrible could happen. So, what I was telling everyone, Kathy Mama Bear, was after reading these articles and stuff, and the fact that I've got a summer cold, I took my medicine. It made me sleepy. I went to bed. I had this terrible dream. I won't go into it, but it had to do with being underwater and all that. I mean, imagine that. I got all this congestion in my lungs and stuff from a summer cold, and I'm having dreams that I can't breathe. Happy birthday, Chris Arnett. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Chris Arnett. Happy birthday to you. And OKJ sing you the happy birthday song, and I got a summer cold, and I'll still do it. Alright, y'all, I've had 2 cups of coffee, so now I've got to drink me some hydrator to get me hydrated, so I don't, because I'm taking antihistamines. My cat wants in. Okay. Yeah, that's Boogie. That's Boogums. That's, what was it? Chi-Chi's come in. Tylee's come in. Y'all remember, some of y'all remember me getting Tylee a few years ago. She was just a kitten. Now she's a full-grown cat. And, Boogie now. I haven't seen Miss Kitty, but I got to take her back Friday to get her allergy shot. Oh, that's funny, Texas Lady Truth. That's funny. I got Boogie, I've got Tylee, I've got Chi Chi, and I got Miss Kitty. Right, Jet Set J. They've trained me. They've got me opening and shutting doors, like a ballet person. Whenever they want to go in and out, uh, whatever it is they want, they usually know how to get it. Hi, Marilyn. Bye, Nettie. Oh, yeah. Yep, Jet Set J, I'm a great employee for the cats. They won't give me a raise. They make me just do whatever they want. They want me to do. I guess they just do what they do. So, Coffee with KJ always includes us talking about whatever. I've really appreciated every single day this week. I've done it every day this week, y'all. I couldn't believe I'd done it. I didn't realize that people would even want to sit and hear me wake up. Oh, yeah. Maryland, it's, that's what the fountain looks like. Yeah, Olive, I've kind of enjoyed them too. I mean, I would just come out here on the porch and sit and scroll through my phone in the mornings anyway, so why not, Maybe someone else has got something they want to share or say. Well, thank you, Lollipop Guild. I enjoy spending time with all of y'all. Well, that's good, Dog Mom. I appreciate that. But y'all are the reason that everything's good in the morning. It's real easy to sit by myself and just kind of think about what I'm going to do through my day and all that. But when I've got all y'all on here, it kind of helps my brain wake up. Journey Eastley, this robe is old, but I like it. It's an old robe. Well, I love you too, Tessie Cooper. Just had Jay says it's 5:26 a.m. and 54 degrees in Seattle. Yeah, just to talk about whatever, Olive, what people have got to talk about. Well, thank you, Marilyn. Well, this is the different robe. The other robe, Nicole, is thinner, and it does that. This one don't do me like that. So, is it lunchtime, Olive? So I guess y'all, when the rubber meets the pavement, I've said that twice this morning. When we think about all the things that humanity does out here in the world, whether it's thrill seeking, whether it's playing it safe, no matter what it is, to each their own, right? When people go the route of doing things that ultimately can cause death, a lot of times these people they are able to pull it off and never get by the skin of their teeth, but the next time or someone else Diane McDonald says it's 42 degrees at 6:28 a.m. here in Nampa, Idaho. I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to figure out other people, and really what people do is their own business, but I look at it like, the human existence, that's me. It's a damn shame that anybody has to die, but I guess whatever you do in life, just be at peace about it. Enjoy life the best way that you know how. Whatever you do is your own business. Life is precious. It is an unnecessary tragedy, Olive. Didn't have to happen. But I fear all of us are going to get this news today, and it's sad. It's hurtful. Yeah, I don't believe, Lollipop Guild, that anyone's life, when they lose it, should be something in vain. Something good should come out of it. I'm a firm believer that when we see what we see, when people lose their lives, I'm a firm believer that, in my case, it helps me to realize how precious life is, and that, maybe I should look at how I'm living my life. I will confess that when I see these people out here doing these thrill-seeking things, and I watch them do it, it's exciting, stimulating, and in some instances, I'm like, just a little tiny bit of me's like, oh man, I wish I could do that, But anyway, I will get back with y'all soon for another Coffee with KJ. I'm going to get off here. I love all of y'all. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, however your day unfolds. Just know that I love you. Take care. And we'll see each other soon again. Keep on looking.